How's it going, everybody? Oh, you don't work there, YouTube? You don't see the stream on YouTube. You don't see it, do you? Ah, there you go. Jeez. YouTube being pathetic-tron over here. I want the control panel. Do GlueSniff. I want the chat. There we go. What's up, baby fries? Skull Rabbit. Jeremy. Jeremy Shyamalan. Yo, Choi, do you think that shit patch will go live? I have no idea, Rudog. Like, actually, I don't know. The devs want it to happen so bad. I mean, one way or another, they're gonna keep edging it in, or they're gonna cancel it. And like, there's no good answer, right? Because if they cancel it all, we just know they wasted 6,000 years of progress or man hours for no reason. It was just a complete waste of time, where they could have done a million other things that were actually beneficial to the game. Or they push it through because of a sunken cost fallacy, and the game just potentially dies. Like, I don't even know. I don't think people realize how horrific those changes would actually be to the game. What's up, Shimmels? Like, they think it, but then, they'll be like, yeah, but look at the numbers and blah, blah. Like, I don't know, man. A game can die. It doesn't have to always live. Like, I'm not trying to be a doomsdayer, but it can die. Troy, I had someone on Twitter saying 2v8 killers shouldn't be able to double team a survivor. It's in the survivor rulebook, the New Testament of 2v8. Thou shalt not 2v1 in 2v8. The downfall of DBD this year is insane. It's pretty remarkable. When you hear people like the top streamers in the game talking about how they're actually genuinely like they're genuinely worried about the future of Dead by Daylight, because, like, don't get me wrong, Dead by Daylight, fortunately for me, is like, it's a hobby, it's a thing I enjoy, making content and stuff. I don't need it for income. But if you're like a full-time streamer and content creator who's built their entire channel around Dead by Daylight, I can understand the worry, right? Like, if the game goes, you're going to be in a bit of hot water career-wise. But you might be wondering, Troy, why am I looking at a picture of MMR brackets? I wanted to talk today about the solo queue experience and why solo queue is actually bad. Let's get like a thing here. I don't know. Let's go. Let's just grab this disgusting arrow so I can use it as a point of reference. Okay. Yeah. That should be the only thing I can move now. Hello, how is this Wastefield game doing? Not good. Not good, which is why it's more interesting to talk about the game than play it at this point. But still to this day, one of the things I see people talk about nonstop 24/7 is how unbearable and how horrible the solo queue experience is in Dead by Daylight, and why people really truly believe matchmaking doesn't work at all just because of how bad solo queue is. So I wanted to kind of explain that the matchmaking actually is working exactly how it's intended. It's not that the matchmaking doesn't work, it's just that it's set up in a very stupid way. So why is it that when you play solo queue, you have the biggest glue sniffer teammates? They look like they've just started playing the game 10 minutes ago. Well, sometimes if you look at their hours, they have started 10 minutes ago because they're in a duo with somebody who's in high MMR. They queued together and they basically got put in a higher MMR match than they should be in because of the person that they're queued with in a Swift. So that's one possibility. But let's just get out of that idea and let's talk solely about real solo queue players being where they shouldn't be. Now, some people will think it's just because the only way you gain MMR as a survivor in Dead by Daylight is by escaping through an exit gate, not through hatch or anything else. The only thing that gives you MMR is escaping through an exit gate. So some people say, well, they are boosted, right? They put on Soul Survivor and Clairvoyance or whatever it is, and they basically just gamed the system to cheat their way to high MMR by always escaping. That's a possibility. In some small numbers, there are going to be those immersed rats that always play to escape and leave their teams to die. That's true. But that's a very small minority of players. So what is it that the majority of solo queue players seem like they're just abysmal at the game? Well, that's because Behavior did some weird things with the MMR system. And again, remember, the MMR system is hidden. You cannot see this in the game. Grades do not have anything to do with matchmaking. Prestige has nothing to do with matchmaking. The only thing that matters for matchmaking is this your hidden MMR rank. Now, here, as you can see, players start in bronze tier, right? This is the starting point. So you don't start in the bottom tier. You actually start in like the middle tier of MMR. Now, when you play the game, wherever you end up, there's something you like. Okay, so if you play in a Swift, let's say if you play in a Swift, you get a huge MMR gain modifier anytime you escape a match while you're in a Swift. Why? I don't know. But Behavior just put that in for some reason, right? So let's say you're not really doing good. Your teammates are glue sniffers because you're in like lower MMR. And you can really tell the killers aren't that good, but you're just not able to move. So you get a Swift together. You have a good run for a night or two, or maybe you play for a week together. You're already going to be in the max MMR, right? But that doesn't mean you're going to be playing against the best killers in that MMR bracket. It just means you're in the top MMR bracket because you played in a Swift. You sort of got boosted because you started escaping a bunch, right? Now you might think, well, I got here and then I started playing solo queue again, and I lose, and I lose, and I lose, and I lose, but I'm still playing against sweaty killers, and my teammates are still glue sniffers. That's because, let's find something here, like let's just grab like this. That's because right here between the top bracket and the bracket below it, you have a buffer, right? So how this buffer works, for whatever reason, is once you go through this buffer to high MMR and you start losing and you go back to go to this bracket, the game literally does not let you. You get locked in at high MMR. You can't escape. The game, it literally keeps you. It's a safety net. They don't want you to ever make it out of high MMR. So no matter how bad you are at the game, if you somehow got up here just because you had a good run with a Swift or whatever it is, you are now trapped in this bracket. Isn't it 1600? It's hard to say. The last numbers we got before they completely locked it off was like, I don't remember if it was 1600 to 2000 or 1400 to 2100. I think this was the last one they did, honestly. I could check the Wayback Machine on the wiki to see before they removed it from the wiki, but I think this was it. But the principle stays the same. You get to the highest MMR bracket, you can't get out. You are quite literally trapped here. This also happens to killer players as well. And killer players are tethered. So like, for instance, if you got Blight to 2100 MMR, and then you had all your other killers are also going to be in the top bracket now, just because you got Blight to the max MMR, right? He pulls your other killers up. So the game gives you no opportunity to learn other killers. You just have to suffer the punishment. Now, what happens, right, is at the top MMR, 2100, where you have all these giga sweaty killers, blights, nurses, ghouls, whatever it is. This is where they live at 2100. You're down at 1400, right? The game will not automatically match you against a 2100 MMR killer. Because there's a ladder in between. Like, just because it's the same bracket does not mean you can, anybody is like, it doesn't mean you're all just in an open pool where you can play against each other. So killers closer to 1400 MMR are more likely to play against you when you're at 1400 MMR, and vice versa. So the top Swifts are going to be up here and the bottom players are going to be down here. But again, what happens, right? You have a killer here, let's say Blight. He plays 10 matches, all of them against the sweatiest 4-man full poopy diaper Swifts the world's ever seen. This guy is, his veins are popping out of his neck. He's just fucking ready to cause Armageddon in the next match he's in. But he goes up against a solo queue team. And then your team gets obliterated out of existence because the gap here in skill is enormous. But just because that Blight went up against you, it feels just completely unfair. Now, from the survivor's perspective, that's happening basically every match, right? From the killer's perspective, it's only happening 1 in 10 matches. But when you're playing that solo queue survivor rule, you're going to be getting that every single match. And you're going to burn out, say the game is unbalanced, it's horrible, the matchmaking doesn't work. And it's not that it doesn't work again, it's just that it's dog shit, right? It's just dog shit. Is it literally impossible to get through this safety net? No. You could lose dozens and dozens of matches in a row to eventually break through, but you would have to continuously continue to lose matches unless you 2-box like I do, to have a little bit more variety around this area, right? Where people play differently and you're not forced to run meta to have like a decent experience. But yeah, MMR does work. And it's also important, like I said, understand there is a ladder system in DVD. So the person at 2100 MMR is more likely to play against another person at 2100 MMR than they are to play against somebody at 1400. Okay. Like, people talk about it all the time. Like, well, once you get to the top bracket, everybody plays again. No, that's not how it actually works. There's a ladder, and we'll always try to prioritize the most balanced match that it can of the players that are currently searching at the time. But there's always going to be one killer that gets the pathetic team, right? Well, the thing is that MMR should have never existed in this game. It should have never existed because the devs aren't willing to balance the game for high level play. So it shouldn't really have, it's more of a punishment. They don't want to balance the game for high level play. So therefore it just shouldn't have it. It's like it's like they're sending you into the dark zone, you know, like, oh, well, you're too good at the game, so now we're going to shun you out of fucking society. Go to the highest MMR bracket and please never come back. No worries, Lightwaves. How's it going? Much appreciated for the birthday wishes. Whereas like the pip system, the old pip system, you literally won your matches not by escaping or even living. You won your matches by playing well. That's all you had to do to win. So you could be halfway through a match. Like right now, the current mindset of DBD is we're not going to win this match. Like we're not going to win it. We're 3 minutes in and I can already see my teammates are going down too quick. We're not going to be able to get all the gens done in time. I may as well just AFK or rage quit, right? Because what's the point? Like genuinely, what's the point of playing out this match if I'm not going to be able to win it? The only thing that matters to people right now is the win, not the experience of the match whatsoever. The real like minute to minute is gone. It just is useless. Back when you had ranked based matchmaking based on a pip system of how well you played, you literally could be like, okay, we're not going to escape this match, but maybe I can still black pip. Maybe if I play really well, I can still win, right? But that's just not how it is anymore. And it's just created this super toxic like player base. The abandoned mechanic ruined DBD. I think it did ruin DBD. Like it made it so arcadey and trivial. Like it feels horrible. It really does. And I knew it would because of the way it was implemented. Yeah. Get that quality Elmer's, putting it right on my birthday cake. Mean Killer GG go next. It's just the devs have worked against themselves as much as they possibly could with Dead by Daylight. They really have. Like you have to imagine that if Dead by Daylight, let's say Dead by Daylight had a competitor, and let's say Dead by Daylight didn't have like licensed content, where is this game in that in that universe? Genuinely. How much are they being carried by licensed content and the fact that they have absolutely no competitor? I don't think it's alive. The devs genuinely really can't take any credit for the game. Ted in a gutter alongside Trickster. People will still play though, so they have no consequences. It's possible. You think DBD would change with a competitor? I think Dead by Daylight behavior would change instantly if they had a competitor. I really do. I think overnight they would start making changes to the game that people actually asked for. It's not that they don't see what the community wants. They see it. They just don't care. Because what they want is maximum amount of money. And the community suggestions right now are not what they believe is going to give them the maximum amount of money. Right now, they're all about how do we just get as many players on the game as possible. They don't care about really the meat, like the loyal player base. It's all just about a numbers game. How do we get people on? But if they had a real competitor and they were scared about their future, because this is a business, right? It's not just a product, really. It's a full-blown business, Dead by Daylight. So they need to keep that business going. And with any threat to that, they're going to lock in super hard and do everything they need to do to try to destroy their competitor. I mean, when TCM came out, right? Launch week of TCM, Dead by Daylight immediately put on a Blood Hunt. Every DLC launch for TCM, Blood Hunt. Every time Gun in the past, not now, but in the past, when Gun would put on like a 2 times XP event, Blood Rush. Instantly, like they were watching. Every single time Gun tried to do something to push their numbers, behavior was right there, ready to try to like cut them down. Every single time. Without exception. There was never a single time they didn't do it. So that just goes to show you how closely behavior is watching their competitors. So yeah, if there was like a real Marvel Rivals 2 DVD, then you would see it. But right now, there's really nothing on the horizon that tells me that's going to happen. There's the Halloween game, but there's already so many red flags with that game. Like, I think it'll be fun probably at the start, which is kind of how those types of games go. But as soon as people figure it out, it's gonna go to shit, and it'll probably be dead in like a month or two. Ilphonic is just, they've shown time and time again that even though they're a little bit more loyal when it comes to keeping their games going with updates and stuff, they're really on the peak of GlueSniff when it comes to balance. They have no idea what they're doing in any of their games. So unless they really have to lock in because it's Halloween and it's like the biggest horror license ever, we can't really expect too much there. Don't get your hopes up, you know. What's up, Chosen? It's possible that behavior locked in a little bit more because of TCM. I never really considered that as a reason that they would try to make the game actually like good and listen to people and stuff. Because 2024 was arguably a pretty good year for DBD, balance wise and stuff. Like, I was pretty locked in the whole year, and then when Houndmaster came out, it was just like everything diarrheaed itself. It started with Shoulder the Burden was one of the most egregious things I've ever seen behavior put in a game. But yeah, that's basically what I wanted to blab about. The why the solo queue experience is actually as shit as it is. It's not because the matchmaking doesn't work. It's simply because the matchmaking works how it's supposed to. It's just really poorly set up. And just another example of honestly why MMR should just not be in the game to begin with, right? It does nothing but hurt the game. It always has. And there's nothing in the game that hurts it more than MMR does. And also, well, what's the big like counter argument, right? The counter argument is always that, well, tryhard content creators don't want there to be MMR because they just want to have easy matches and stomp, right? That's what you always hear. But I don't think these people realize how much MMR hurts them. It doesn't, like, it's not helping anybody. The rank, like, again, you're focusing only on the win. You're only focusing on the outcome of a match. You're basing your whole gameplay experience on the outcome of a match and not the experience. You shouldn't go into a match worried about if you're going to win or lose. That should never even come into your brain, really. I mean, obviously it's going to, but like, let me rephrase that. You should never go into a match thinking, I have to get the 4K or I have to escape. Like, that shouldn't really be in your brain. Like, you should just be having fun and feeling like you're being rewarded when you play well. It's really that simple. But we have the complete opposite. You go into a match, you don't give a fuck how boring it is or anything. The only thing that you're interested in is, do I get to escape? And is the killer gonna watch me do it? That's it. And now we quite literally exist in a version of Dead by Daylight where everybody just fucking leaves if they're not gonna win. It's so lame. Saw the latest PTB and straight out felt bad for the players. Just killer players just log off until the next PTB. Otherwise, they're going to age 2 years every game. Yeah, it's no joke. You play a match of killer right now, at least at higher MMR, and it literally feels like you just spent 40 minutes working out. Like, you're just fatigued from a single match. It's pretty wild, actually. But as you can see here, I'm 2-boxing. Now, if you guys don't know what 2-boxing is, and some of you might say Choi or you cringe, but here's what it is. This account right here is in like a low MMR account, right? Bam Fudger on the left. My main account is on the right. So I have my low MMR account invite me to a match. Then we ready up. A lot of people think that content creators use this, yeah. New video, the slow unravel the disturbing background footage into revealing your meltdown. Yeah, that's what I got for thinking I had to play killer. First match of the day, you know. No mercy. Alright, so we queue up. Now I back out my low MMR account and get it out of the lobby, but I stay in. And you might think, well, Choi, now you're going to be playing against some baby killer who's never played the game before. It's not true. It's just not going to be the tippity top of MMR, right? It's going to be somewhere else. And it means that I have a higher likelihood of playing against something interesting and not the same kind of like meta slaving nonsense of just Ghoul 4 slowdowns every match. And even if we do play against a Ghoul with 4 slowdowns, the killer player will not be at the same level, so it won't just be like an auto loss every single time. But I think more and more players have given up on solo queue entirely. I think a lot of people are only playing in Swifts now. So it's really watered down the teammates that you get when you do play solo queue. Oh. Punk. Cooler. Hunters, can you give me a second? I'm trying to get my new controller connected and you're being cringe about it. Yeah, play that thing for no reason in your corner. I got the buff. Here's my skill checks. Most inefficient way to play the game right here, baby. Let's go. Yeah, that's what happens when you get the 1400 MMR team versus the 2100 MMR team. But I think Behavior realizes that if they don't trap solo queue players in the higher MMR bracket, then they'll just, killers will have like enormous queue times at the higher MMR. Appreciate it, coffee. I really do think Behavior will regret it, the hand holding though, because they're putting themselves in a position where they're never going to be allowed to balance the game. Like, they need to focus on making Survivor more fun to play, not easier to play. Because you're gonna get like a pretty severe revolt if you make Survivor too easy to play, and then all of a sudden you try to like balance it or something. People are gonna lose their minds. The tutorial system's kind of like a little bit of a joke, honestly. Watch out for a barbecue hatchet. I don't have resurgence. I feel literally naked. I will leave her to die. Run. Run, it's over. Oh yeah. I told her to run towards Killer's shack. Where does she run? Damn, the fact that she got that stun is actually wild. Saw me shortly. Bro, what is the sensitivity on my controller? Just like aimed and I died to tilt up like a milli-inch. My fucking like thing shot all the way upwards to the sky. My vertical sensitivity is like insane. There's no reason to unhook that Laurie. She's too pathetic. Trying to summon Batman? Like, hold on. No, my aim sensitivity is super high. Like, kind of crazy. Dude, he's strongest survivor, that's right. Geralt of Narnia in 4K. How are you Laurie and you don't even have DS? Like, this player is not real, right? They're like some kind of made up AI or something. She'll go down again in 2 seconds. Don't worry, that DS will literally buy her no time at all. V took a hit out of desperation. I don't really know if it's worth it. The glue doesn't have an end. That's a player that got boosted, probably, you know what, like... There's Deadlaw. Let's just hide. So what you gonna do? Wait at this gen her whole life? She's gonna do nothing. Just gonna want to kick her before she leaves. Then we just need to hope she doesn't have nowhere to hide. Yeah, I think she's busy. Fucking Huntress Lullaby got me, guys. It got me. So ashamed. I'm ashamed! She's opening that door. The Huntress player might go over there. Maybe. Gonna reload. She's camping it? Alright, I'm leaving. Sorry, not sorry. No. It's too dangerous. It's true. You know, so like when you abandon, it counts as an escape, right? Statistically, and it also counts as a loss for the killer when you abandon. I kind of legit think Behavior lied about the MMR thing. They know we can't see MMR anymore, so they can just make up whatever they want. I think that like they should have just, they accidentally revealed that your MMR doesn't like drop when you abandon, and then when they made up, I think they made up a lie that it does now. I don't believe it. You used to, but statistically it works the other way around now. Is this person actually complaining about how bad this lorry was? I mean, about how shit talking the killer when the lorry was that pathetic. Next time I like translate that, it's such just random gibberish. I have no idea what they're even talking about. I mean, you have to think about how much they want to hide MMR. The fact that they literally they changed their entire privacy policy just so that we couldn't see our own MMR anymore. That was all you could do, by the way, is you could see your own MMR, and already they were so terrified of that they had changed their whole privacy policy to get rid of it. Do other games hide MMR? Not to the degree that Behavior does. Behavior is so protective of like people's MMR. They do not want them to know it exists. Even they really don't. That's kind of the idea, is they like don't want people to think that MMR exists. I'm joking. No. So like with other companies, like for instance with like Activision, people figured out that you could, under like data law, you could request your MMR, like all your data that the company keeps on you as a player, and in that data it would show you what your MMR is in a game like Call of Duty, right? So I did that with Behavior. I requested all of my private data, and 4 days later, I think 3 or 4 days later, they sent me all my data, including my personal MMR, and a lot of information sort of about the MMR system as well, which is that's when we realized that the MMR system is literally a copy and paste of the Glico 2 MMR system, which was created for chess, like 1v1 chess. So that's what Behavior uses for Dead by Daylight. They just basically copy and pasted that exact MMR system and put it into Dead by Daylight. Now, I made a video about that. He probably had something like 20,000 people request their MMR data at least. And then weeks went by and nobody was getting any of their data. None. And they're like, what the fuck is going on? Like Choi got it in like 3 days. A few other people got it like really in like a really short period of time. Why is nobody else getting it? And then Behavior, it turned out that I'm assuming they had to have a meeting with their legal team, and they got their privacy policy changed, and now they're specifically in their data. You can have everything else, thousands and thousands of pages of data, but they took out MMR because they say it's a trade secret, right? Like they developed some trade secret that if their competitors used it, they could like potentially harm the game, in a way of like saying like, well, what if the Texas Chainsaw Massacre copied our amazing MMR system? That could potentially hurt our bottom line, and they would use our own system we developed against us, which is complete bullshit because they just copy and paste the Glico 2 MMR system. It's not even original, so it's just complete bullshit. But that's how they got around it. That was their like little legal loophole they used. DBD is technically a 1v1v1v1v1. Yep, it is. It is my birthday. How long you on? Because I can join you in maybe an hour. It's gonna be a little bit of a shorter one because I have a lot of sugar I need to inject directly into my jugular veins. Well, that's the thing, right? Is that I don't even know if I was max MMR because nobody else got their MMR, so we couldn't even cross-reference it. Like, they used, like, you know, just random numbers to tell you how high all of your MMRs were. Now, I can assume, based on it, that I like, probably was, or I could see what the highest MMR was, which I think was with Knight. I think I had, like, a ridiculously, insanely high MMR score. But, behavior rounds you down from, like, what your MMR is at, because 2000 is their hard cap for matchmaking, so anything above that basically doesn't mean anything. What's my drink of choice? I like to make a cocktail called a Bailey's Colada. It's like a pina colada but with Bailey's. I also enjoy White Russian. I think I have to go for the save here, right? Hopefully they're not around the hook. Don't you give up with my beautiful... You're broken. Why didn't you throw that down? Everybody put your hands in the air for the glue sniffers. White Russian is goated. It really is. Never had a grasshopper. I'll make it myself, but I make it with discounted like liquor because it tastes almost exactly the same, but it costs like 90% less, so I can drink way more. But there's like a chain in Germany. I don't remember the name of it. It might be Enchilada or something like that. It's like a Mexican food chain, and they have a Bailey's Colada there that they put like around the glass they put little chocolate balls. God damn, is that a good drink. It's amazing. Haven't got it in a long time though. Does it pop? I don't think so. I'm gonna be greedy for this. Heck? Yep. Oblivious or blind? I think that was ultimate weapon, huh? Appreciate a TCM. Down, down, down by the glue sniffer. Survivors, when they have armor, I think they're the shiz, don't they? Off the record, at least, hopefully, because if you have DS, she's just gonna slug you. Like, you could have been on the gen, you know what I mean? Alles gut, some good stack here to support your Bailey's Colada. Enjoy, man. Much appreciated with the 10 kilo.
At Kilodalton 94 Super Cringe $10, Alice got a Zoom Gay Bird Stack. Here, to support your Bailey Colada enjoyment.
Are you going to guilt trip killers for killing you on your birthday like a true survivor, man? You know what? That's the greatest idea I've heard all day. I'll let them know. I'll make it as cringe as possible, too. Brother's gonna come out somewhere around here. Is he really not coming here? It's so weird. Alright, let's just try to juice it. Why did you run back towards the generator? Oh! How do you fix that? Unless you just give the survivors fucking sniper rifle 50 caliber shotguns. You know what I mean? It's impossible to fix that. It's impossible to fix that. You can't fix that. That's glue on a level that's too extreme. It can't be fixed, ever. I'm sorry, you can't bounce that out of the game. How much do you have to make it impossible for the killer to fucking win to fix that? Think about it. It's impossible. That was the worst decision possible to make. Right there. That was the worst possible decision you could ever fucking make in your like. It's like you had a 10-word multiple question or a 10 fucking answer multiple question. 10 answers to a multiple question. 9 of the answers were right. 1 was wrong. They chose the wrong answer. A bot escaped. It's, I think when you abandon it counts as an escape, doesn't it? He didn't get his adapt? That would be so messed up. Franco wants you to go to Outlast Trials. I'll go to Outlast Trials when I can play Franco. I can shotgun some people. Not giving it. How dare you not give me the hat? How dare you? This Steve looks reliable. Oh god, now there's two of them. He does have cosmetics, but unfortunately he's probably a Steve Ghoul, and he has a smoke bomb, which I forgot were even in the game because nobody uses at all anymore. The smoke bomb was the most doomed to fail thing behavior probably ever added to the game, because if it works, it's instantly too strong, and if it doesn't work, it's worthless, right? Like, there's almost no in between with the smoke bomb. It would be like an okay item if there weren't any other items in the game. Appreciated, Chosen. Much appreciated. If you could throw the smoke bomb. But then they would have to put in some kind of aiming mechanic. Behavior doesn't like to create new mechanics. Obstructing another player's vision is just a dumb idea. It was like a skunk strategy like Virginia from TCM, but Virginia's power makes a little bit more sense. Where the hell's the gen? Ah, here. What do we get? Is this West Wing? Yeah. Oh, we want to, like, lead him into the back rooms. Ooh, it's Ghostface. Franklin's died. Don't worry, they would have killed Franklin's anyway. I can't have anything in the game that makes the game unfun for Survivor now. I don't want to get marked by this little munchkin. He can come from anywhere. Hey! Can I make it? I think I could make it downstairs. What the, Steve? Oh, where are you, you little rat? It's kind of a scary gen to do because he could just come around the corner and give you a good chopping right on the cheeks. I didn't like when my cheeks are this exposed. Ah! God damn it, Steve! Oh, I'm so gonna take the knife here. You can taste it, right? It's like... Let's get back to the Library of Pain. Actually, this is a pretty strong gen. How did she get marked? Did he come out of the bathroom on her? Like, this is not an easy place to get insta downed at. Where the fuck was he? She had to have just been, like, not paying any attention. Or he's sneaky as fuck. I don't know. Where's your rant at? A rant's always happen in the first hour of the stream. Because I come in fully loaded with a cup of coffee. And when the coffee runs out, the rant ends. Unless I play killer a single time and have a rage attack, of course. That's a different story, but... let's be honest, 2v8 pretty much makes it impossible to stream killer. Like, nobody wants to sit in a queue for 22,000 years to play a single match of get gen rushed. Bro, is this guy even playing? Or did he just give up? Because he couldn't handle the Geralt of Narnia build. Ghost notes. Lightweight. Vigil. Sprint burst. Spice. Melange. The Plague one was the legendary? Bro, Plague on Gas Haven just let me have a rage attack right out of the gate with that one. Happy birthday to me. Oh. Thank you. I saw Scott on Twitter. He said he thinks that Dead by Daylight should add physics and jumping to the game. And I kind of like the idea of like physics always in games because it just makes them feel way better. It's why like Rockstar makes such great games because of their physics. But I don't think a jumping would be good for the game. I don't think there's genuinely any place where jumping would be good for the game. I really thought about it and I couldn't come up with a single way in which jumping would be useful or make the game better. I avoid having breakdowns by having rage attacks. It's therapeutic. Open the door, Steve. We gotta get out of here, man. Yeah, no Mindbreaker. Oof, getting sprint burst cucked every time you try. Steve, the other Steve wants to die. You can see it. He wants it. He wants to be dead. He goes, nah. 60% kill rate? Not the nope. I'm gonna die, and I'm gonna do it pathetically. Watch. We could all just 3 escape right now, because she's guaranteed to die anyway. But nah. I'm gonna be Steve, brother. Alright. He made his choice. Don't give a shiz. Jumping to a point. Yeah, that's Nerf Trapper more. How I felt about it. The whole team's just so dedicated to want to die. He's about to get a 3K. No way does this guy get to Kobe. Because I brought the luck offering. Oh, he wants to die. Ouch, he got exposed. You can't make it up. It's too funny. Oh, this is the luckiest motherfucker out there. Holy shit. I wonder if he'll still find a way to die. Dying is badass actually, but you wouldn't get it because you're too woke. Damn. stats say kill rates are fine, and you have to imagine what the like, how like did behavior just completely destroy all their data because abandons count as escapes stats wise? So they, this, like, are they purposely deranking? Is that what this is? Like, 'cause I'm pretty sure these guys already, or at least this Steve with the backpack could have easily made it out already if he actually wanted to, but now he's dead. Easy dub, Ghostface, easy dub. Got a body block down. Does deranking still work? I mean, it works, but the higher you are, the significantly more difficult it gets. Like, two boxing is way easier if you have any means to do it. Obviously, you can't two box on killer though, but I don't know, playing killer against plebs is kind of boring, honestly. It's nice that the people like balance. JC made a really good video about it. Hens went kind of like ham on the devs. He made a pretty damning video. Like, he didn't just like outright shit talk them or anything personally, but he just fucking dumpstered every single decision they've made in like the past year. I just wish that it didn't have to be so fucking retroactive. That's always what drives me crazy with the DBD community, is that like a lot of these changes are so blatantly bad at the like at conception, and I'll like try to get in front of it as much as I can, and then people be like, Troy, why are you doomsdaying? You know? And then like here we are a year later, and now you can make a retrospective talking about how all the changes were horrible, but it's like you need to have that energy like up front, you know, like, or else then the changes are in and you're fucked. I'm glad like people are starting to do it now more with the PTBs, like, but it might be too little too late. Like, we needed this energy like a year ago. Which appreciated Wizard. Xavier has showcased multiple times they do not know what they are doing with this game. Yeah, it feels hopeless, right? That's kind of the energy I feel right now with Dead by Daylight, is I feel like it's kind of just on a hopeless trajectory. The amount of time that got wasted this entire, like this whole year basically got wasted, which is crazy. Like, we could have had the game in like the best state it's ever been in, and instead we just completely were more in the hole than we were at the beginning of the year. It's just, it was supposed to be the health year, and now it felt like Operation fucking Cancer. I'm just playing Texas Chainsaw Massacre now. Now I'm also thinking about making a commentary video about the current state of Dead by Daylight on your YouTube channel. A lot of people are. I've been getting linked to quite a few of them. I'm like watching them here and there while I'm driving or whatever, or listening to them at least. Ausländer! That's like the best German word. It means foreigner, but it's, you would just say it so dramatically, you know? Ausländer! It kind of sounds like Outlander, right? Arschgeige? What's that? I think I know that one. Everybody's favorite map. The Poop Melange. I like how you don't see pain res every single time. A sweet mixture of gray and green. Are you saying your girlfriend is a foreigner? Is that what you're trying to say? My German is still pretty pathetic, but I think that's somewhere in the right ballpark. It's worth a try, okay, just. What? How did you? I call bullshit. What the? I didn't know he had bamboozle after all that. Can you believe that? I'm exposed. I don't have resurgence. Heal me. I'm scared. It actually did. I got bamboozled. We still got the pallet up there at least. Sensei, are you gonna do something? Are you gonna do something? Take a hit, huh? For a guy who's not even injured. That's the kind of teammate I need. And then get down 2 seconds after. Well, we all know, ring the dinner bell. The glue sniffer is on our team. That's right. Hi, German. We're all Deutsch, really, if you think about it. I'm gonna keep that sprint burst. Just doing my 4th gen over here. Nothing to worry, nothing to look at. Table. Think of the consequences here. We could just do the gen. Your life doesn't matter. Only Geralt of Narnia's does. Let's do it. No one miss a skill check. Can he pick him up and hook him and get over here before we do 50% of this generator? Let's find out. Someone's gonna let go. I'm just waiting for it. Would have been close. Alright, they're over there. I'm going for the exit. Never know when a clown has to know it these days. Actually do. Good night. I think she's gonna go down before I get this off. Actually gonna go for the save. I think that's the smarter play right now. The exit gate isn't good because then we'll be in a 1v1 like 1 sitch. You can trade. I'm going for the exit gate, brother. I've done my job and I'm narnying Narnage. I went out. She could have traded. She chose not to, okay. Look, she has a chance. She can run here and I'll body block. Nope, she just decided to do a turn. Well, there's still a chance. Ah! Well, Blood Warden time. We die. Do, 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 do. You expected no Ed? A little bit. Little bit we did. I mean, clowns know they're going to endgame these days. Appreciated Zedzen. Some German guy was like trying to tell me like that I didn't really understand it. It was like something in Germany when it comes to birthday, like some kind of spirit thing. I don't know. If anyone knows anything about that, you let me know. It's kind of crazy because I thought it was getting worse at the game, and then I watched the videos about people talking about how miserable Dead by Daylight was and realized it was because my skill was bad. Self-awareness is a rarity. You saw my newest video and you couldn't agree with it any harder. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. We all took Alamo for granted. I mean, the fact that the game has gotten to a state where we look back at Alamo as like, as a positive thing should just tell you all you really need to know about the game. But like, love him or hate him, Elmo was a part of the original dev team to a degree. Like he to him, Dead by Daylight was more than just a way to make money. There was like still, whether you agreed with him or not, at least he thought of it as a game and how to make the game fun for the players in his own brain. So even though I felt like he made horrific decisions, like, and said just outlandish things and stuff, you can't at least hate on his intentions. Was to trust genuinely in his own mind, try to make the game more fun. The devs now, you can like really just shit on them because you know they don't give a shit about the game at all, like outside of just making money. He did used to stream, yeah. The menace who got Freddy Nerf to design the OG Legion, did he? Hey, it's that guy from Stranger Things. He was molding about it for like 20 minutes. All I'm saying is that when Almo left the dev team, they started making moves real quick. I think he was like kind of the person doing a lot of pushback when he came to horrible changes. I wonder if because this is a Vecna, if he's gonna have pain res DMS. Vecna players are usually a bit sweatier. Or 2 boxing, so you never know. My question is, if it wasn't for Vecna and Stranger Things, would they have picked a different character from Dungeons and Dragons to bring to Dead by Daylight? Because like, I know that like Vecna in Dungeons and Dragons, at least from my small understanding, is like extraordinarily powerful, but I don't think that there is that much Vecna in like Dungeons and Dragons lore. I think there's like other villains that are way more prominent. I'm not gonna go get that save. If this team's GlueSniffing that hard that I can't even do a gen without them all being dead, then we should just go on to the next match. Is he huge? Some people told me that he only appeared in like 2 books or something like that. And that, like, I don't know, when Vecna came out, like a bunch of D&D nerds were telling me there were other villains that could have been in it instead of Vecna. Team's cooked. So he appears like often and stuff. It's not like a rare character. This person is dead already. That's a wild. He wants me, right? Because it's gonna hit me through the wall. I wanted to just be a coward until the match ended, but the fact I wanted the smoke. How are we at 1 gen? We don't even deserve to have 1 gen finished, honestly. This match almost feels like a race to the bottom, like... I can't complain when I'm 2-boxing, but, you know. I don't think he's here. Look at that absolute Hank Hill ass. That is crazy. There's no ass at all. It's just straight spine to legs. It's like, you know, my scratch marks disappeared, but I don't know, hers probably didn't. I have eyes on her gen. He's gonna kick it and then come back, right? And then we're gonna scurry on like a roach. We got the plan. Plan is made. We just can't get seen. Killer Shack's right there. The pallet is still up. Watch her get hit and come back here to the gen. It would be the most optimal glue sniffing maneuver to make. She is. Leave her on the ground where she belongs, in the dirt. What? There's one gen being done where? Where? Yeah, I want you to lay on the ground and think about how much of a terrible teammate you are. Ooh, I don't think I make that. Ah! Wonder if the pallet was there. Probably not. You glue sniffers owe me everything! I know myself. Why? Why? He's like, I just know! I just know! Well, logic would have dictated that he would have gone to the gate. But instead of going to the gate, he just decided... Look, I escaped, guys, by the way. I mean, look, I escaped. All right, I won. This guy's actually apologizing. First time I've checked. This is like, guys, you have no idea. Like, this is not how MMR talk at all. Everybody would be so cringe. They're so nice. Birthday gaslighting. I know. I don't like when they turn it around on me and make me feel bad for gaslighting. Goddamn toxic killers with their toxic positivity. Going on here? I could see both gates. Yeah, but he chased that one girl to the gate, right? So I assumed he would come back straight to the other gate. Then I was thinking like the most logical play would be to just get into a good position, wait for my sprint burst to come back. And when he goes to check the other gate, I would just sprint burst out. But he just decided that he wasn't going to go to either gate and just goes randomly to the middle of the map and just sniff around an area like a hound dog. I'll never understand where that came from. It was so weird. Appreciate survival. We ain't allowed to be nice in DVD. What happens to people like that though when like the sweaty killer mains aren't around anymore to protect them? The casual player base of Dead by Daylight has no idea what they're being shielded from when it comes to sweat. 13 months of cringe from Lightwaves. Happy birthday, I am also cringe. Well, technically you're an edgelord, unfortunately. But I'll accept your cringe.
At Lightwaves just became an edgelord. At Lightwaves celebrates 13 months of membership. Happy birthday. Also, I am cringe.
You sniffed the Elmer's heart on that one? I don't think so. I think I actually made what would normally be considered a logical move, you know, because just going to the exit gate, like that's how we both die. He could just fly straight back there and kill us both, but for some reason he didn't, and I'll never know why. And in all logic when it comes to the MMR, yeah, probably. It's the GlueSnifferCoaching. It's Chucky. I just saw him feisting there in the bushes. I think he's gone. Like this fucking build is so dirty against like people who don't have their volume turned up so high that they burst blood vessels in their eyeballs. Play us the Glue song. No more demonetization. YouTube gets pissy. The Glue song can only exist in short bursts. I could like upload the Glue song to my channel, and then, well, like it would be under parody, so like they couldn't claim it, could even monetize it. But I can't just play it on live stream because it'll always get auto claimed. It's my lyrics, but not my music, so. "30 minutes of endurance." It should make it to where if the killer gets hit with the decisive strike, they just instantly die. Save everyone the time of playing out the rest of the match. There's companies that claim videos with copyrighted music in them that aren't even, well, anything really, anything copyrighted. They'll claim the video just to juice the money and assume that you won't challenge it. In my way. You're dead anyway. I think it's time to go to another part of the map. I got someone in this lobby was like, that's really Chucky? No. Tofu has told me a million times that Chucky's the most brain-dead broken killer in the game. I'm not playing against a brain-dead broken killer like Chucky. Let the killer bleed out while they're in the dying state. Appreciate it, Jimmy. You had Ghost and Lightweight, you could have easily slipped around main to where she was pushed out, don't lie. No, that's true. I could have gone all the way around. I just thought that I would have a better point of view without getting seen from that position. Like, if I went around the other side, I felt like if he was watching that door, it would be harder to get to that exit without getting caught. That's why I didn't go all the way around. Luckily, I escaped anyway, so it doesn't matter. I mean, what are we talking about here? There's gotta be like another gen over here somewhere, right? Can't just be like one gen on this entire side of the map. Oh, there it is. I walked right past it. I hope so, but I really don't think that Ilphonic has what it takes. I think, unfortunately, there's really no hope because after the Halloween game comes out, Gun is probably going to reveal their next game, which is most likely going to be like Friday the 13th or something. And nobody really trusts them anymore, even if they love Friday the 13th. The question is can these 3 survivors stay alive long enough for me to get this gen done and fuck off? Carnival Hunt might be a really well balanced game, but I don't know if it has enough of like of an appeal. Like, I don't think people are going to be that interested in playing as dolls. I gotta continue to hide behind this gen, by the way, because the Megbot didn't do anything. It's unfortunate. The killer looks at me, I'm leaving. I'm just gonna, you know what? Too much stress. I'm allowed to leave now. This is the scenario that Dead by Daylight has put me in. I either get to win the match or I get to win the match. That's it. Those are the only two options literally on the table right now, is I either win or I win. You know that dumbass Megbot's gonna fight for survival. I don't know, does that still work? I think they got rid of that. Losing is for losers. I can almost feel an invisible hand holding my video game character's hand. It's like an energy. Never happened. I think this guy is saying something about how I'm better than him at the game. Let's find out. No, he's shit talking to Chucky. What in the Russian is happening right now? Sold to the team. This is not from a rep. I just don't think Google Translate can handle it. Unlocked pants, apparently. Right. Oh yeah, there's like some horrible gutter rift. I can't wait to unlock this horrible skin and then have it take up 900% of my screen. The most offensive thing I think they did with this skin is they put the lantern on like a back arm instead of putting it on his off arm, like it was in the original concept. Took someone's design and butchered it. How original. True. You don't have to look at it with that skin. Pay to win for your eyes. Somebody sniffed here.
I sniffed myself today.
Oh, that's a chat. He said learn to play asshole. Did he?
Toxic haze. The old familiar fume. And slips away. Survivors teabag on, while killers rot away. Yeah. I become my sweetest glue. Every game I touch falls apart because of you.
Let's do it.
But still sell a skin or two.
Oh, last trials meltdown. Yeah, that was rage. Cause it was not. It was like a culmination of having to give up on asym devs just entirely.
Chair full of spaghetti code I cannot repair. I sniff beneath the patch. The balance fades away. Third killer nerfed. One more perk decays. What have I become? My sweetest glue. Every game I touch falls apart because of you.
Hey, this thing. Let's go up this side of the map, maybe. Ooh, I think it's a dredgy boy. George Carlin jokes about DVD. Bro, like, it's crazy how, like, yeah, like, some survivors just literally can't be in a chase, like, for more than 5 seconds. Like, they don't have the capability to do anything but get down pathetically. Like, how is that possible? Like, you just put on Windows of Opportunity and Shift W to a fucking pallet and drop it. That's it. That's, like, literally all you have to do. And it's, like, gonna be enough, but they can't even do that. And this guy's like a triple prestige Leon, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like some dude who just turned the game on for the first time. Or 6-fold prestiged. Get away from me, Leon. You're dead. Fine. I'm just gonna heal you. You're too pathetic. We need a dev company like From Software to make an asym. That way when people cry that the game is too hard, they'll just say, we know. Very true, actually. Maybe we do need an Asian developer to do it.
At Survival Punk dash
Appreciate for the buy, by the way. I think that like
a dev company like From Software to make an ASYM.
South Korea and Japan and stuff are kind of more in their like peak when it comes to game design than the West. I think the West has gone very like mainstream cringe. This is what I've noticed. Why would you assume we're gonna be able to pull this off? Oh, like, how are we not all just running Resurgence at this point? Like, what can you possibly be using that is more valuable than Resurgence? It's like the most brain dead busted perk I've ever seen in my life. Gives you infinite free value, and it's just not used. I'll never understand it. You basically get off the hook like 90% healed so that I have to tap you for 2 seconds to heal you fully. I'm not running it because I don't get hooked. I'm too goddamn good at the game. It's a waste for me. Like, let's be honest. What's the point of Will Make It then? Heck, you might have a point. But Will Make It is like, it's for my teammates, you know? Ew. Ew. At least with body knowledge, I can get value out of healing myself. A more important player. Resurgence is just a pure self-serving perk, you know? I wonder if people will use Breakdown. That's almost going to be like a better version of Resurgence. Well, will it be better than Resurgence? Maybe, actually. That's going to go through, by the way, the Breakdown change. There's no... I really don't see any universe where that change doesn't go through. This guy's got 4 gen slowdowns, by the way, I think. He's got, I think Surge, Grim Embrace, most of the Deadlock, maybe? Team play, I know, right? Who needs team play? The new Breakdown is going to basically give you Resurgence, and it's going to still break the hook, so... I really think there's a high chance it becomes like a meta perk. No, they're nerfing the amount of time now that the hook will be broken. It'll be 1.5 minutes, which is still potentially dramatic, but oh, one teammate dead. I haven't even gotten chased yet. You know how I know that patheticness is happening? I'm doing gens 24/7 and never getting chased. That's how I know patheticness is happening. Like, if I was playing against like a tryhard, I would be getting chased nonstop. Bye, Leon. Maybe next time, get better at the game. All right, let's disappear into the darkness. Think you modded that skin so they can see and get you banned for it? Why would they think I modded it? Yeah, these players were like atrociously bad. Now it's a 1v1v1, it really is. He's still being a rat. I need to get away from all the lockers. I think here should be farish. No, there's one right there. Shit. Ow. This isn't good. Now, if we were playing Outlast Trials right now, they would force Dredge into a timeout so that we could finish the last generator while he had to watch from a spectator mode screaming the entire time. You got every perk in the game on Zarina? Nice. Bro is really defensive over his gen, ain't he? Doo-doo. Imagine he teleports to this exact locker and kills me. I mean, grabs me before I win the game through escaping. Hissy. Ah, hissy. They don't call me Geralt of Narnia for nothing. Kumar, much appreciated for throwing some buttons. Why is she being cringe?
VJ Kumar grew some muttons.
Doesn't she know I'm trying to win? Gaw. It's my birthday, you know. Can we make him watch? Piss and Jimmy, much appreciated for growing some muttons. This guy just low-key Tucker and Dale versus Evil himself, and still has the audacity to call this guy a tunneler. Chuck, oh no, a killer build? Ah! Sarah John, much appreciated with the $9.99 killer
Sir John
build.
Super Cringe $9.99. Chucky with monitoring abuse. A nurse's
All of a sudden, all the hairs on my butt cheeks got
Add-on
stiff.
silk pillow and strobing light. Happy birthday, man.
Look, we can do this. We can do this.
All right, what's going on here?
We got it. What? Am I not on perks? I'm not on perks. This perk has been temporarily disabled because we found out that survivors weren't having fun when their exhaustion perks don't work. We found out the perk was working as intended, but unfortunately it's not fun. It never happened. Get it out of the game. Oh, I already did that. Silk pillow? They terrorize just by 6 meters. Okay. A little bit of. I see what we're going for. Hit and run. Strobing light. Am I missing an iridescent add-on altogether? Why do I have so few Chucky add-ons? Okay, what? I never mind. Oh, it was buggy. Or I was stupid. Most likely the latter. Okay, so some real savagery on the terror radius. I had to MO and surge. That is my MO. How are the queues? They're about to be 500 years. New Night Rain DLC comes out in like 3 weeks. I think it'll be about a 10-minute queue if I know my queue times correctly. We got 2 turkeys. We might be okay because it's prime time right now. What are my thoughts on the anti-tunneling changes? It's just all around, it's just horrible. I mean, honestly. But it's not tunneling that hurts me the most. Actually, I think it's the anti-slugging changes that disgust me the most. No, out of all of them, the anti-camping is actually going to be the worst. That one's going to be really bad for killer if it goes through. The second would be probably the anti-tunnel, because they're going to use it constantly for... Like, they're going to use it aggressively against you 100%. Like, why wouldn't they? And then the anti-slugging is going to make it to where you can't counter the anti-tunneling. So you're going to have absolutely no options. Will it go through? I don't know. As long as the hand-holding giving Killer Pop Goes the Weasel doesn't go through, I think we'll all be okay, right? It's true, they haven't said anything for a while now. It's kind of scary. It doesn't even make sense. No, it really doesn't. Even the slugging thing didn't make sense. Like, what did they show that there was slugging in like 3% of matches or some shit? Like, they're literally making up fucking solutions to problems that don't exist just because of narrative. People being like, killers are tunneling me every game, slugging me every game, and then they like look at the stats and it's like this is happening 1% of the time, and they're like, let's destroy the entire game. Okay. I need to break this. It's a god pallet.
Let's try this.
Balanced landing on RPD? That's fucking bullshit. Yep. High lick totems, huh?
Quiet time.
And over there's done. They probably assume I'm just camping her. I mean,
hell do you...
Well, that's how you play it. But behavior doesn't even want survivors to have to put that much effort in. Unfortunately, I think these guys know how to moderately play the game, so we just lose. Oh, ba, 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 ba. This is DBD right now. This is why you literally don't see anybody play killer. It's like impossible to win. Do 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 do. One person on the gen to make sure it gets rushed. She still has a lot of god pallets to go through too. Do 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 do.
Where the hell are you going?
Gee. Do do do. Dee, 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 dee. Grudge match. How about Xeno with Ultimate Torment Eruption? I don't think there is any magic solution to it. It just doesn't work. Irons I want. I like the this one, the helmet. I don't like S tiers. Never really found any of them to be fun. I literally had absolutely no power in that match at all from the get-go. The survivors had zero fear. Pretty annoying. But that's how all these games are, like ASIMs are designed, because you have GlueSniffers like that Leon in that previous match who just die in 2 seconds. Oh, boom, 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 boom. The thing is, right, is like in any version of Dead by Daylight, a good player, or you can really almost say this about any game, a good player is always going to beat a bad player no matter what. No matter what. You could do anything you want to do to the game, but a good player is still going to beat a bad player. That's it. The only way to make a bad player beat a good player is to make it impossible, literally, for the good player to win. That's it. That's the only way you can do it. That's what the Outlast trials did. If they like pretty much made it impossible to win as the invader. I'm just not interested, and I'm not interested from either side either, because what's the point of playing Regent if I know that I only won because I played against a glue sniffer? Like, that's not satisfying. I had fun when I knew I was playing against tryhards and they could kill me, and I had to really like think and outmaneuver them as much as possible, even when it was a 1v2 against me. And 1v2, I mean, like, it was a 1v4 and 2 of them were spawned in. 2 people trying to kill me while my whole team was dead the entire time. Like, that was fun. That was interesting. The devs massively nerfed the invader, the imposter. They made it to where anytime you down somebody, you're instantly kicked out of the, like, back into the spectator mode, so they can always reset no matter what you do. Opt-in game mode, by the way, I know, it's so pathetic. Like honestly, what they probably should have done is just made, instead of making it to where you could just invade anybody who plays, they should have made it its own separate game mode entirely. Balanced it as a PvP mode. And then maybe even set it up like Left 4 Dead, where you take turns playing each side. I don't know. That part probably not important, but just make it to where it's its own game mode, balanced for its own game mode, and then make it a very like limited time event to get all the feedback on it. Have a vision for what you want it to be. Don't just rely on Reddit to fucking tell you what the game should be, because they're always going to be wrong 900% of the time. It's dead for now. I don't know. I'll keep an eye on it. If the devs want to make it interesting again, I'll try it. But only the PvP is dead. Like, Outlast Trials is still a phenomenal PvE game, but from a PvP perspective, I'm not interested at all. I'm just disabling the imposter thing if I ever play it. It's stupid. Like, they quite literally are wasting your fucking time. Like, severely. And 99% of the time when you invade a trial, it's going to be on like easy difficulty, so you're the only threat, but you're not a threat, so the people you're playing against have literally nothing in their way stopping them at all. They're playing on super easy mode with a killer that can't actually do anything, so it's pretty much just a guaranteed win unless they have quite literally no idea what they're doing. played Outlast Trials since launch, so. Ooh, I'm not like my brain is so turned off, bro, when I play killer. I kind of know in the end anyway that it all comes down to whether or not the survivors are glue sniffing like enough for me to win anyway, so there's no point to really stress about it. One's here, but I don't know where. Should I like Iron Will? I don't hear. I hate Iron Will, honestly. It's like a bit of a weakness of mine. Nah, I think they're too locked in. I'm at like the most unbalanced tile in like Dead by Daylight right now. This killer shack into jungle. What? How do I get stunned, bro? I'm like 6 feet back. I hate this game so much, this killer. It's so lame. Dude, it's a long haul jungle gym into killer shack. Like, this is like the most impossible 5-gen setup I've ever seen. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Just leave him. I can't. That's not an option. Whoa, 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 whoa. She screams, but I don't see her aura? Why? Or not her aura, but like, shouldn't there be like a scream bubble or something? This person has self-aware, I think, and they're just being super fucking stealthy around here. Yeah. Sprint burst self-aware player. Probably Vigil too. I can't take chases. I don't have the time. Like, if I can't tunnel this person out, I just lose the game. So I just gotta really try to hope they don't get past me. Or trade. Yeah, somehow, I guess. Yeah. Anyone explain how that's possible? Is this David King a cheater? Did he teleport down there? It's like, how the fuck did she insta-heal that quick? It doesn't make any sense at all. Oh, who cares? I'm the participation role anyway. What's up, Mikey? That's the correct play, by the way. I feel like if you're locked into only playing an S tier killer, you really have to ask yourself, what are these pallet stuns, bro? Like, why are we playing this game at that point? Like, we really shouldn't be playing Dead by Daylight at all. It's just so bad. If I had literally anything else to play, I would do it. Might be time for a new YouTube channel, honestly, because like there's no real point to make content on a Dead by Daylight channel that isn't Dead by Daylight content, because YouTube will never recommend it to anybody. This direction, or girls like got no fucking footsteps at all. The worst part about Dead by Daylight is Survivor players think they're good at the game. When it's literally fundamentally like impossible to lose if you're not like literally brain damaged. Is this girl cheating? Why is she speeding up like that? Bro, her speed is unnatural, by the way. That's not normal. I think this is a fucking cheater, honestly. It wasn't the Jeff, it was her. She's trying to be subtle, but she's definitely cheating. Way too much not to see that. Guys are pretty quick with the unhooks, so no. Oh. It's over there. That was a terrible miss, but I've kind of zoned out. And by kinda, I mean I barely even awake half of this match. That game literally is a year off though. Like we're gonna be in GTA 6 territory by the time that game comes out. Of lucky break? Bro, there's like 500 turrets on the map. What the fuck?
Is that a fucking cat?
Tokyo Ghoul time.
Hey,
Much appreciated with the dead light.
Like that. That's a weird looking fucking cat.
Yeah, I don't think Ghoul can really keep up either anymore.
Ken Carnegie from Tokyo Ghoul Time, winking face. Happy birthday again.
Do 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 do. Imagine moonwalking when you're a cheater. Nope. I'm not gonna win. There is no such thing as winning. Do 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 do. Dead by Daylight. Nobody's allowed to win. The thing is people talk about the PTB like it's the coming apocalypse, but we're already in, like, the game's already dead, like, from, like, a gameplay perspective. It's your birthday, too? Happy Scorpio birthday. I don't think it would have mattered if he had his medkit or not, because she insta-healed in about 3 seconds, which I'm pretty sure is impossible unless... I don't know. I don't seem to ever get value out of Centipede, though. Can try it. Nurse and Blight are like the only two killers, in my opinion, that can keep up with like the current high MMR gameplay. And if you want to win with them consistently, you have to main the character and dedicate your life. I just can think of everything else in life is probably more interesting than doing that. Yeah, the only thing that sussed me out was like, okay, like first her healing speed was fucking like ridiculous. Second of all, I have no idea how that David got past me. And third of all, like her movement speed there at that loop made no sense at all. Like she was fucking flying like way faster than she should have been, and she wasn't in deep wound, so it wasn't made for this. There weren't any boons up from what I know, so it wasn't Dark Theory. But she was absolutely giga flying. That was the Nia. I think it was the Nia that was cheating, not the David. I think she healed herself. People cry about the new PTB like the world is ending. Meanwhile, we're over here 3 years into the zombie apocalypse, and that is the DVD dev team. It's like you can't even like really wrap your brain around it anymore. You have to just ignore what they're doing because it doesn't make any fucking sense. You'll like get brain damage. You tried Blight during 2v8? Well, see, one of the things that is that Blight actually isn't that great in 2v8 because there's literally a pallet every 3 inches. So as long as you just constantly camp pallets, like he can't get that much value. Now, obviously, 2v8 is filled with glue sniffers, so if your team sucks, he'll probably dumpster them. But even like a moderately decent team is gonna shit on Blight pretty hard. I think it. Honestly be better off playing like Dracula. You're doing your part? Yeah, I pretty much won't play killer anymore unless I'm bribed. I'm not gonna lie. Like unless somebody literally pays me salt or money, I'm not touching killer. It's so miserable. I don't know why anybody plays it. It's you gotta be almost insane. Or you just haven't gotten to the grinder yet, but as soon as you get to the grinder, like, holy shit, it's lame. The only way we're having any moderate amount of fun on this game right now is by two boxing on Survivor. Like, that's where we're at. That's the level of desperation that we've gotten to. Because if you just play Survivor normally, you will literally play against nothing but fucking S-tier killers over and over again, running the exact same builds. There's zero variety. And they all play exactly the same way. And they just keep queuing and doing it over and over and over again, playing the exact same way with the same build. Meta slaving. Like, okay, enjoy. You're playing Tarkov again? I heard that the launch didn't go so well. Hey, it's your 800th blight or Ghoul today. Are you guys excited? Oh, that didn't go the way I wanted it to. Exhaustion perks, take me home. I need to get that Solara like injured. This Lara is sweat. Hey. Alright, I just needed to get her injured. That was the goal. Just already healing herself upstairs. Oop-a-ba-da-da. Bet you wanted to use live, didn't you? Do 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 do. One down. Bum 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 ba-dum bum. All right, Sybil bot, you're the last bot standing. Nobody's allowed to win in Dead by Daylight no more. By the boom. Deserved. Bots never give up. The bots never surrender. In the end, Sybil will be a better teammate than any real teammate ever would have been. She's a Terminator. Can't wait for one of these guys to be like, man, you got fucking dumpstered by that bot. They don't actually know what's happening. She's too powerful. You're nothing, bot! You're nothing! Rage quit? No, they made it to where if you're on like the ground slugged for like 80 seconds, you can abandon now. There is no way in this game that you have to ever face a loss if you don't want to. The devs have made sure of it. They need to have like a happiness meter, honestly, and like as soon as your happiness meter goes to 0, you can just ban the killer for 24 hours. Do, do, do. Yeah, I know, it's true. It's always a loss if you abandon his killer. Survivor displeased. Dun 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 dun. Steve, what did you say? I'm sure it was something very nice. Get a report for deliberately dragging out the game. No! You're reported because I didn't have fun. That's right, me, the survivor, didn't have fun. How dare you, you son of a bitch. Now they need hand-holding because some people don't know how to abandon. It should just automatically abandon for you. Anytime anything happens that they perceive as unfun, the game should just instantly end for you. And it should give you like a little mini text about how the killer got slayed by a knight or something. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Oh no, we played S tier Ghoul and won. How dare us get reported. I'm good. Oh man, what a fall from grace, huh? I don't think there's any turning this fucking boat around. The all you really have to do is just pre-plan where you're gonna run, like, and you're pretty much solid. Windows of Opportunity just allows you to completely turn your brain off and always have perfect pathing without any effort. You can also use a map to get Windows of Opportunity now instead. Started the boat sank a few years ago. Or are we on maybe a life raft that isn't gonna turn around? Unironically, it's gonna become the main reason people uninstall them. But what if things never get better? They won't unless the number counts start to dwindle dramatically. That's the only thing that will save it. I want to boot out Outlast only to play PvE. I have no interest in their PvP mode at all anymore. The only the killer experience that respects your time right now that I'm aware of is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's it. But like, the game is just, I mean, we've done everything there is to do. There's no new content at all. Nothing to play around with at all. Game's still fun, but only in short bursts. No, boys. I think we just... we kind of just sit on the side, like we're just sitting on the sidelines watching it, just watching it crumble, you know, like this is the end. We just watch it crumble now, one step at a time. There's no need to get upset about it. It's just watch it burn. The genre is cooked. Yeah, it is. The genre is cooked. We need I mean, I'm not even joking when I say I think Fear the Reaper is better than Dead by Daylight. Like, just fundamentally a better game, even in its super indie developer form. It's better. You're gonna learn Nerfs to be annoying as possible, for as long as possible. I mean, you can. Momo is on like a 1500 win streak with Nerfs right now, so you get good enough, you pretty much never lose. I think like every hour in chat, someone tells me they miss Evolve. I always feel like I really missed out. I wish someone would make a competitor not tied to a single IP. I know, but a lot of like these game developers just don't think they can make money off of an original ASIM. If they do pick like a license to base their game on, it needs to be like a very open-ended license that maybe has a lot of room to wiggle around it. It was the goat of ASIMs, huh? Well, guys, I'm gonna call it there. Gotta already start getting ready for waking up at 2 in the morning to go to work. The console version of all peer-to-peer matchmaking still works. If you wanted to try it, I think it'd probably be a little bit too late to the party to really experience it at its peak. Everyone would be like a giga nerd and I would just be like a nub. Hope we can get your bacon gig now. I know, right? 3-hour stream, slacker, scammer, shakes my head. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a good rest of your day or night or whatever it is. Don't worry about Dead by Daylight. It's gutter. Just watch it burn, enjoy the ride, get some popcorn, look at the glue sniffers, desperate to keep it alive. We all know there's nothing they can do. It's over. Anyway, see you guys next time.